Hey, greetings everyone. It is GleeCon, and I'm here again with another episode of Lore of Warcraft. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I greatly appreciate getting to do this show. The viewership, the likes, the subscribes, you guys are amazeballs. So, on our last episode, we were reading through, continuing to read through the third issue of the first and almost the only volume of the World of Warcraft official magazine, which came out right when Cataclysm was about to drop. And we did a few things. They talked about what it would be like to do beta, which is cool because they're going to open beta soon for World at War. It talked about mount collecting, which is something I enjoy doing. It's kind of funny that like 123 or 133 mounts was just about all that existed back then. I'd have to pop in and see how many mounts I had on my retail account. I didn't think to look. I played that some today, but I'm sure it's more than that. And I think we did one about maybe I can't remember, something about professions teaming up. I don't know. I'll think about it in a minute. All right, so we also did the episode before that, we were playing World of Warcraft Classic, and we took the Horde character here, Talanji the Rogue. She finished off Ashenvale essentially by doing Blackfathom Deeps, and it was a pretty good run. So stay a while and listen. We're going to jump in, and Talanji's going to turn in those quests. We're going to wrap this this zone up, and travel her to her next region, which is going to be, so it might not take us the whole time. The only thing, there's a new version of LUI, but I don't. Oh no. I don't use LVUI for classic. That's a bummer. Let's cancel this. Let me go into my add-ons and disable LVUI. That's fine. And then reload the UI. Yeah, I don't use LVUI for. I love LVUI, but I recently updated it today when I was playing retail, and I hadn't played in a while, and that set it all up. But when we play retail, I will probably default to using that. I don't know, or maybe I won't. When we make the show, maybe I won't. We'll see. I just don't want to have to like enable it and disable it every time. But if I can do it like by character, then I'll save the classic loadout screen for this. I wonder if that kind of screwed up my chat dialog box though a little bit right here, because if you look, it's kind of tucked away behind this. We can at least pull it up there a little. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to remember. It's killing me that I can't remember. It was, we read an article about beta testing. We read an article about mount collecting. And I don't remember what the other article was about. I'm going to look it up now. It's killing me. Cosplay. I can't. Yeah, that was the big thing. And there were some interesting cosplayers. All right, so we do have to fly over here. We will do that in just a moment. We also, let's quickly go turn in the lost pages. So I could have ground that out. Look how far we've got it zoomed out to. I think LVUI kind of shook some things up. Even though I disabled it. Because it seems, look how, like it seems like my character is moving slow, but I really think it's because it's zoomed out even further than I normally zoom. Yeah, there's a couple holdovers. Look, you can see. Not sure. It almost looks like there's a number on that, but it doesn't match. I have 35 charges, so maybe that's just a picture. Oh well. I mean, yeah, I do think I'm moving at the same clip. I just think somehow, or I don't think this game's been updated. I really think it was me messing around with the UI. There's probably some settings about your maximum, minimum distances. All right, so for this quest, we were doing the lost pages. We were finding the missing pages of this manual. So basically, they've found these shredders back in Ratchet, and they were bringing it in the manual back. But when the machine, there was a gust of wind and it spread the manual, of course, all over the zone. We found them all except for 2 pages, and then I didn't feel like grinding out, although we could have, and I could use the XP for sure. But I didn't. Oh, there's an unspent talent point. We need to do that too. Actually, we'll do that when we're on the flight path. We got him. I'll talk about that again. I'm trying to condense so I don't spend so much time talking and doing nothing. I hope you find the pages soon, Talonji. I really need to get back to work.
Reading isn't my strong point, but now I'll be able to get back to work. Thanks, adventurer.
Fight well.
All right, so that's annoying is that that is such an epically long quest if you think about it. And at the end of it all, what do you get? Thanks. Reading is not my strong suit. Cool. Like that is an example of a failed kind of lore sitch that we have here. All right, so we do have 2 to 3 quests. 3 quests we're going to turn into Genua Sancrea, and then we have 1 more quest which maybe gets turned in either in maybe it's not sure. Blackfathom, yeah, back in Mulgore. So we're going to fly to turn that into. The last thing that we have coming to us is this rogue quest. So there is a rogue quest hidden away in Hillsbrad. Now, our character needs to get down to Stranglethorn Vale North after this. But I think we're going to be fine on time. So I kind of think it might be a good time because she's not... well, she does have the... It's just level appropriate. Like, if we wait that much longer, what's the point of this quest? I don't know what we're going to get.
Would you like to fly to?
Okay, so first we want to go to Zorumgar Outpost. So we'll kind of look that up too on the flight. So in short, that last quest that we turned in, I didn't quite get there all the way because I just didn't want to spend that much more time grinding out mobs, although it would have been probably worth it, but who knows how long it would have taken when instead I spent around 11 silver to get those last 2 pages. Let's also look at our classic rogue talents. We're doing the dagger build. That's combat swords. So if you look at what we have here, I've got all the way up through lethality. I think that's all of them on, yeah, so that's everything that you need for assassination. Now I could go combat, but that's just going to do damage from behind. That it means it's only going to help in instances essentially, or maybe on that first hit of ambush. So instead, if we go to the middle, that's actually what I think we were working on. Yeah, we did the 2 points to Sinister Strike, and then I guess Gouge, improving Gouge is going to be my others. Now that does help, improving Gouge, so we'll do that. And really that's to open up this next tier too. So we'll finish off Gouge, and then we'll be in the second tier where we can get a combination of those things. So we'll look and see. We can get Backstab again, that only helps in instances, so we'll probably go the chance to hit. That precision will be very nice. And then when we get to the next tier, I do like the ability to give you a chance to remove all movement impairing effects if you activate Sprint. That's decent, but I even like better the 2 points of Endurance. So we'll give 2 points of Endurance, 2 points of Sprint, and then just to unlock the next tier, we'll give 1 of the 3 for that improved Backstab. And that will open up the next tier, where we will need both Dagger Spec and Dual Wield Spec. I don't know which is going to be better, but they're both essential. And then we also have Blade Flurry. Now, Blade Flurry is the only thing in the next tier, so when we get that, we'll come back and we'll give 4 points to whichever is the other one that we need. I think I'll go with Dagger Spec first, and then Offhand Spec. So we'll do 1 here, pick up 4 there, and then that will open up 2 points of Weapon Expertise. Not too shabby, but we'll need 3 more points after that. So then that's where we'll come back. We'll get the last dual wield. Then we'll go back and we'll get the last 2 points of improved backstab, which will unlock Adrenaline Rush for us, which will be cool. And then we'll finish off with the 5 points in subtlety for the opportunistic strikes or whatever it's called. All right, so here's our 3 quests here. So Allegiance to the Old Gods was killing Lorgus Jet. This was something that he picked up, but it's basically saying we can't allow him, and I think this is the one that came from the Damp Note. We can't allow this guy, this Twilight Hammer guy, to finish summoning whatever he's doing, which is he's trying to use those crystals and elemental things to somehow summon old gods. Very good, thank you, Talanji. We may not have stopped the Twilight Hammer completely, but at least you've staved off another of their plans to return the old gods to power. Who knows what other plans they have manifesting, but we can rest easy for now. Alright, so I can have junky shoulders. This ring is actually good. It's not great, but it's better than the rings I have on. So 3 agility, 1 stamina, 3 stamina, 2 spirit, 3 strength, 3 agility. So, would I rather trade 1 stamina for 3 strength, or if I put this one out, I am trading 3 stam for 3 strength and the spirit, which is almost useless for the agility, but I'm keeping the agility here. Agility is most likely, yeah, it's the attack power of my melee weapons. Even stamina, while it's good, not the best. I think I mean, that's inherently, but that spirit makes it useless. So I'm going to get rid of this horn ring. So I do lose some hit points because of that. And the spirit I don't care about. Alright, so we also had Amongst the Ruins. Now this quest was to find that core we swam to underwater. And it is supposed to give us a history of the elemental activity. Have you been successful in locating the Fathom core? I doubt it will have no idea what the Twilight Hammer is exactly up to down there. This is exactly what I need. A Fathom core is an incredible well of information that we will be able to draw much good from. Whatever the Twilight Hammer is up to in there, and believe me when I say it is no good, my comrades and I will now uncover. You've done well here today. The Earthen Ring looks upon you warmly for assisting us. You've also helped the Horde as a whole, and for that, you should be proud. And then finally, when we killed Baron Aquinas, he dropped this weird globe, and it just looks gross, so we're going to bring it to him because he's part of the Earthen Ring. Hello again, Talanji. I was just reading the waves of the sea, much like I always do. What brings you to the outpost? Oh, this is blue. Unfortunately, neither are freaking good. That stinks. I'm not a sword spec. That would have been great. This is quite the find, Talanji. You acquired this from Baron Aquinas in Blackfathom, you say?
How you doing, man? See ya later.
Baron Aquinas has long been thought of as a corrupted elemental power. This globe will prove what exactly had corrupted him. While it would be no surprise if it turned out to be the Twilight Hammer, our studies will also show how they did it as well. You did well in bringing this to me. Please take this along with the Earthen Ring's warmest regards. So basically, they're just showing that among everything else, the Earthen Ring is corrupting the elemental stuff too in the game. So, alright, we don't need those anymore. Unfortunately, that was useless, which is a big fat bummer. I actually need that stuff. I don't need the operating. She doesn't need that. I could save the pearl, I guess. I do that engineering. Maybe some pearl stuff will come up. I do need... Let's go ahead and make these heavy wools. We need to get up to 150 slowly. We're fine. We have one more quest we've got to fly to and turn in. And that's pretty much it. We're gonna... And then, like I said, we'll travel to the Eastern Kingdoms. And I'd like to maybe do that Ravenholdt quest. I think it would be kind of neat. We'll do that in stages. So we don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. Boom, boom. That's it. Even though that's a gray item, I did previously check it. It's not good. I can't use it. I was going to say I could consider picking that up as Now I will keep the leather because I think you need that. You need those for some things. Ooh, I mean, that's a crappy dagger, but 18, 2, and 3. I don't think that's better than what she has. No, because she has the beast fighting thing. 59 shoulder. No, mine's better. I'll save the shadow gem. We still got to bring that back. Don't need that. 59, 4, 5 on the feet. No, mine are better. Alright, so that's pretty good. She's doing good on money. And now we're going to fly to Thunder Bluff.
Where would you like to fly to?
So not that expensive. It'll be a little bit long. So let's see where we're going to go. If we want to go to Ravencrest, because she has to go to Ratchet, which will take her over to Booty Bay. And then from Booty Bay, I guess we're going to go to Stranglethorn Vale North. I don't know why it's not showing it. Maybe because it's not close enough. But I guess we would go there to Zoramgar Outpost or whatever that was. To start questing in the region. See, they show us all this stuff. So I guess we'll take a peek at some of those things. And just see where... Because I don't see any available quests. But you can kind of see them here. But even that, it's not showing. Now if we go here to Terran Mill, right north of it, right in it. Oh, right there. So we have a flight path to Terran Mill already, and that's where we can do the Rite of Cunning. So that's not too shabby. If we go probably from the Undercity or something. So while we're here, let's also research why am I not showing any quests in Stranglethorn. So let's look up the classic Stranglethorn Vale quests. Okay. Maybe I can look a little bit here on Wowpedia. It's a little possibly better. It's not great. Alright, so that's Burning Scalp. They do kind of show it in order, and they show us neutral. Well, this comes from Nomergon. Welcome to the jungle. This is Nesting Mary's expedition, which is basically where it starts. So let's take a peek there. Okay, so it says it starts at this guy. We take a peek at him. The hunt. Where is that? Okay. It starts at Nemeth Hawkeye. Where is he found? Location, Gromgal Base Camp. So this quest, as it says, it's from 10 to 30, but is that classic? It might be because it says 10 to 30. There's no way. We got to go to classic. Okay. So we got the required levels. Those are all weird. All right, so it's this supply and demand. That's why that picks you up at 26. Now, I'm 27, but Big Game Hunter, all those don't start till 28. Gotcha. So, even Welcome to the Jungle. So that's why they're not appearing. She needs to be level 28. So supply and demand is a Crocolus thing. So we will actually have to do that when we start this out. That's how we're going to have to start. We're going to have to pick that supply and demand quest up and do what we can to fight in the zone, even though she's going to be kind of sort of low for that. I mean, she is halfway. We just have to get to 28. We're halfway there right now. And 10, 20, 30, 40. And she's going to turn one more quest in. And we're going to do the Manor Ravenholdt quest too, which will get us even a little closer, because I'm sure we'll have to kill a little bit to get there. So that's good. So let's also look that quest up, the Manor Ravenholdt, and see what the whole deal is with this. All right, so yeah, what do you get upon completion? Most excellent, a long journey Speak with the guards outside and they'll get you started. Turn on detect traps. So this kind of gives us a guideline. Once you're behind the mountain, look for a zigzag path. Once you're at the top, you'll see level 50 neutral guards and you'll see a tunnel. They won't attack you. Turn on detect traps and enter the tunnel. Hovering above the chest, you should see a blue rectangle. Don't open it. Once you're close enough, then it should activate. Then you keep going through the tunnel. And then you talk to the guy. What do you get from this? Some XP. And Ravenholdt rep. I don't really know. Oh, look, see? It's kind of showing you from there. Yeah, where does he say? It says, start from the bat handler. Head east to the river. You'll see land. Cross the river. There are aggressive bears and spiders. Yeah, we're going to have to fly over there too, so we don't need to do all the reading there. You should see a huge tree with a mountain behind it and two paths to go around it. Whichever way the right path is preferred. Once you're behind the mountain, look up a zigzag path. Head up the mountain once you're top. Okay. All right, so do I have detect traps? I think I do. Okay. It's a passive, so I don't have to actually turn it on. Maybe that's a difference. Yeah, it just helps me have it. It's just a subtlety thing. Okay. Alrighty, so we're a little bit past where we would normally be on time for halfway. So I still think, even with traveling, I think we'll be able to do this. I don't know, it doesn't look like this opens up anything. Do not open the trap. See, it says use your detect trap spell. I don't have a detect trap spell. I wonder if that's changed. Make sure you have the skill detect traps. Yeah, I don't know like what's next. What's the point? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. There might not be a point. It might just be like, here, this is how you become like part of the Ravenholdt squad. All right, so we need to go to Elder Rise to turn in this other quest, and then... No, that was a bad call. Snark. I wanted to be on this little bluff right here. Okay, let's run through the city. Cool. Thanks for the Mark of the Wild. They even caught me as I was sprinting. Cool on them. I do kind of like how, if you're really going to do all this stuff, it really does incentivize you to go to all the different capitals and visit them if you're going to do everything. Which I just, the more we play, I just can't wait to do Burning Crusade Classic, because I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really grateful that people suggest that.
Noble adventurer, this humble servant of the Senate.
May the Earth Mother be with you, Talanji. Peace between the Earth and all her people should be our goal. She has a grand plan for nature, and we all have a role to play in that plan.
Kelris has eluded the Argent Dawn for some time. For some time, they considered him dead or missing. By ending his reign, you have spared the lives of many innocent people, adventurer. Earth Mother be praised. To sacrifice another to a servant of an old god for personal gain is beyond disgusting. You have done a great thing this day. Kelris was a creature of evil and sought to bring the world back to a time of chaos by worshipping such creatures as the old gods. Thank you, adventurer.
Alright, so that's more drama with the old gods. It's whatever. Alright, so, and we also got another example of thanks for nothing. Quest where it gives us nothing good. So I don't know, let's see. I really don't think it's that big a deal, if we fly to Orgrimmar, I think it's going to be cheap because we've got to take the Zeppelin over to... Actually, we've got to go to Ratchet. Alright, so since we have to go to Ratchet, let's go ahead and take that flight path. We have one more. That'll take us... No, wait a minute. Not Ratchet. I lied. Because we do need to go to Terran Mill. So we are going to have to go to Undercity, which means we do have to take a Zeppelin. Is there a Zeppelin from Thunder Bluff to Undercity? I think there is now. But I think we're going to have to go to Orgrimmar to really take care of that. I should have went to the bank, but oh well. When we go into Undercity, that's a good spot to use the bank. Sounds like this quest isn't going to take us too much time. This returns us to Splinter Tree Post. Whatever. Which is fine, I guess, because then we can use that to go to Ratchet and then reset our hearth from there. Yeah, let's sell it to this lady.
Well,
we can repair with her too. That wasn't that much, so I don't think the wand was necessarily a good idea. Got Argent Dawn and Thunder Bluff rep for doing that quest, so I guess that's cool. Alright, so now we're going to Orgrimmar.
One sees that its reputation for
Super cheap, it's a direct flight. But again, this is one of those episodes. We did not get a lot of XP. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Yeah, so we got about 7%, maybe 8% of a level for turning that in, which is nothing to sneeze at, but we still have a decent amount of time. But I think that by the... You know what's going to be kind of sort of annoying is leveling up over in Stranglethorn. But we will set our hearth, I guess, to Booty Bay eventually. And then when I level up off camera. So I wonder what, let's see what we get at level 28 and how much classic rogue skills by level. See what we get. It'll give us, yeah, what we get from a trainer. Okay, so in classic at 28, it doesn't seem like it's telling us Lich King. It's just telling you overall. I want it every single level. All right, so that's just random crap. All right, so when we turn to 28, we'll get instant poison rank 2. So our poison will go up, so that's pretty cool. A second rank of sap and a second rank of rupture and a second rank of faint. So those don't matter. And we'll also get another rank of backstab. So the backstab and the poison most of all being the most important skill. The backstab is good for any instance we do, but there are no instances in Stranglethorn, so she won't be doing one anytime soon. And then Arathi Highlands, is that what it's called? Just kind of where we're going right now. Yeah, the Arathi Highlands. I have her set to do that next. There's no instances in that either. And then she's going to go back and finish off Stranglethorn Vale, the southern half of it, because it's such a big zone. And before she had, so again, no instances. I mean, actually, there used to be like Zul'Farrak. I think that's like a raid or something, though. And then there's the Hinterlands. So she's going to be staying on the eastern kingdoms for a while, but there's no instances there. And then she'll wrap it up with Ungoro Crater and Silithus going back to the original continent. No instances there, and Silithus just has the endgame raid type stuff. So she has no zones that tie her into stuff, but... well, Nomergon. Stranglethorn is tied into Nomergon, so she could do that, but we might... We're going to see how we are doing with levels and everything, so... If we're picking up quests... I don't know, I might just try to limit each instance to one character per, but it's... If that's making us lag behind or too much grinding is necessary, like if it starts to be like, well, we're getting bottlenecked, but we could do this instant that we haven't done, I could always give that a run. Alright, while we're here, Now, well, sure, we'll go to the bank, and then we've got to go take the Zeppelin over to Undercity, because we're going to be back in the Eastern Kingdoms for a while. And I don't know that she's been to Booty Bay. If she has, at the end of this episode, we'll fly back from wherever Terran Mill, and I'll get on a flight path to Stranglethorn, and then I won't have to. Either way, I'll travel that final step off camera. I'm not going to make you guys sit past me. Once we finish this Ravenholdt quest. I mean, not that I can make you do anything like, yes, now you're going to watch while I fly.
Besides the grunts outside,
it's already half the episode.
My brothers and
I
fought
kind
at
of
the Battle
knew
of
that this
Hyjal.
was...
Any who seek to steal from the bank must face us first.
This was coming our way. Kind of knew it, so... That's just kind of when I knew when we had this little bit of time, little bit of quests that are turning in, and then we did pick up that one rogue quest. So I was like, okay, well at least there'll be a little bit of content. But I knew also I was like, this is going to be a transition episode, so just a lot of reading and not reading, flying. So next time when we switch over, so we will have then we're going to do our last kind of catch up focused zone where we're going to be taking Earth Fury. He needs to finish the Horde Stone Talon. So we've technically already finished the Stone Talon zone but we did it with Alliance. So we're going to be doing it with a Horde with him. There's no instance tied to that, so it'll just be him questing. I don't know that he'll get as far as she's getting, up to 27, almost 28. I don't know if that... I think that might be the Zeppelin that we need. I don't remember which one's which, but there's no way we're making that one. It will fly off before we get there, which is just fantastic. But this is classic for you. This is, as I've said 1.5 million times, it's all part of the experience. What is classic? Well, it's a massive world that feels like a real world. So when you go do things, there's a great chance you're going to have to actually explore.
What's up? Of course, there's no danger in everything
Alright,
catching
so
flames.
I got there
and
just in
exploding like
time. How perfect is that? Good job, game. I mean, it's perfect. Like, had I not used that sprint, had I not done, I don't know. We literally, it was starting to pull away as we got up there. So that's good. So we're not going to have to wait on that. So the only thing we have to do now is once we get there, we have to go into Undercity, and then we have to fly to Terran Mill. It's definitely more of a pain to do this kind of anything on the Eastern Kingdoms when you're Horde. And same thing, if you're Alliance, doing things in Kalimdor is a pain. I guess that's where the Hearthstone comes into play. We're going to set the Hearthstone to, I guess, Booty Bay. But really what we're going to set it to is Gromgal Base Camp. That's what we need to set it to, because that's where we're going to quest up. Although those quests, again, won't really open until we're level 28. So she's a little bit weak, but all I have to do is fight. It's a level 31 quest, those gators are. So if we can just find some like level 30 gators and stuff like that, it'll be slow going. It's not ideal. But I mean, she's not the worst. I did get some okay gear upgrades from that last thing. Her daggers could use some upgrades, but we got a ring. We've semi-recently... Yeah, we got those gloves. Semi-recently for some quest lines, we've got this cape, and... So, I mean, her boots are okay from wherever she found those. I think she has safe fall since she's a rogue. So I think it should be less damage. That was still a pretty decent amount of damage, but... Alright, so we've made our Zeppelin flight, and now we have one flight path to do. And then, yeah, then we'll be starting a run where we focus on our Earth Fury for a while. And then when he's finally done, we'll be all caught up with everyone having done 3 zones, 3 full zones, every single character. Now, and I think we have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it's going to be about 10. So there are altogether approximately 90 zones worth of episodes to do. And yeah, I'm just gonna have to make that work. When what's hard, that part's okay, but it's when we do split, when we have these split zones, that's tricky. I would love to avoid being able to do it. Look at that. We're getting... It's like one of these things where we're getting all green lights. That's pretty good. I'll take it. Once we get to a certain point, too, maybe around halfway to 2/3 of the way through the game, it will be a little easier in the sense that
What? How may I be of service?
not a little easier. It we'll be able to. We'll start reading some of our chronicles and stuff because we'll finally start catching up to the patches. Because basically, once this game hit, then it's like, oh man, the whole world opened. And I really think when we hit Burning Crusade Classic, I think it's actually going to go a lot quicker. I really do. Even though we're going to be redoing everything, I just think just for some small quality of life things that came with Wrath, I just think it's going to happen. You know what? I hope they don't end Wrath Classic. I think it's so stupid that they ended Burning Crusade Classic. I just think, I don't know if the numbers were just that bad, but it really gets my goat that they ended Burning Crusade Classic. I just don't understand why. There's one of the things I think that's good about this game, having played retail today, is the simplicity of it as well. So there's this wide world to explore, but when you log into Dragonflight, like I'm going to do stuff right now, like there's just so much stuff. It's like, okay, well there's like all these different quest lines I could focus on, plus there's these different faction reps I need to focus on, and they're all new just for this expansion. And there's the dome there. And there's just within a few months, the certain things like flight stones. Okay, do you still use flight stones? Do I need those? Well, now the little shards of the drakes and the whelpling shards, well, now those are defunct, and they've only been going for less than 6 months. And now that feature of the game doesn't exist because now we got to get ready for the next thing. And then there's Fyrak. Are you gonna hunt Fyrak down? Should you still do that? What about the Dream Surge? Now we got to focus on doing world quests to get points for the Dream Surge. But now the whole new Emerald Dream Land is opening up, and now we've got, so it's just when you open up your map, like even with Questy, this is simple. When you open up a map nowadays on Dragonflight, it's just, you've got dailies, world quests. Like I have 5 bags that are like whatever the max slot bags are that you can have in retail, and I barely can keep half of one empty because I've got so many different currencies and reagents, and it's just a pain. All right, so now we're gonna go over here to the Manor Ravenholdt. It says start from the Bat Handler. We're going to head our way over to the river. So we're actually near... You know what? Real quick, I want to just check for my own knowledge so I can know if I'm going to be hearthing back to... Or if we're going to be flying back. If we talk to the Bat Handler, can we fly down to Stranglethorn? Probably not. I don't remember seeing that on the...
Where would you like to fly to?
No, not there. So... she must not have been over there, or if she did, she didn't get the flight path. So I will be hearthing back to Splinter Tree after we do this quest, and from Splinter Tree we will be flying down to Ratchet, taking the boat over, and then I'll be in Booty Bay, and that's kind of where I'll stop, and I guess I'll temporarily set my hearth there. So here we have some level... That's a level 21? Look at that. Let's just kill it, just so we can have some XP. See, look, the font has changed now. Little tiny things from having turned on LVY. That changed. Bummer. I mean, we can fight those Snapjaws. They are level 30. We don't need it, though. Alright, so what did it say on this Ravenholdt thing? Okay, so it says, cross the river. Once you should see a huge tree with a mountain, and then I don't know what our huge tree is. It said be careful because there are, you know, mobs. That's fine. I'm gonna go for this spider.
I need to get closer.
Do you?
That ability is not ready yet.
Dang it. Okay, so I'm doing this more than any other reason. I'm doing this so I can get. Man, it's dodging myself. So that we can get XP. I can't now for 21 seconds. I won't be able to stealth. Essentially, that's the worst part about poison. I think it's so dumb that poison makes it to where essentially, like, you can't hide if you're poisoned. What am I, like, coughing? Like, do need 10. Alright, so there's a couple winding paths, I think. Says we can go to the right path, and then says once you go up, we're going to be looking for a twisting path up at some point. Mining's up to 109, that's good. I'll take it. Alright, so I'm going to go up this way. You can see it on the mini-map there. There's that twisting path. I'm just going to keep fighting mobs. Just for the old XP.
I am out of range.
Alright.
It is too far away.
Okay.
I need to get closer.
And I don't have my poisons on, so my DPS would be a little higher with some poisons. These, for some reason, this thing is... The bears are just not quite as strong as the spiders. Alright, so here's our winding path. Which is, I believe, where we need to be. For this thing. Yeah, I guess it's not really... This isn't too bad. This is actually a good zone to level. That's the other reason why. Like, things will go so much easier for us, which again, will increase the speed that we do our episodes. Because we're going to have the max gear that you can potentially get. Here's our Ravenholdt Guards Assassin League. There's 2 of them. Here's... It's a chill because there's traps in here. I'm going to go into stealth. Less because of the traps and more because open to pass your right. There's the right of cunning. Danger, do not open, move along. So we detected the trap. Okay. So the trap is, for those of you that can detect traps. I see, so that's it. The chest is trapped. You hover over it, it says open to pass your right. You don't really want to open it. It's a fake. Now, I don't know how much quests are really in here. Look, there's like a mushroom farm. That's probably for Poison's Master Kang. He's like an orc assassin. Carlo Aurelius assassin. So this is Assassin's Camps. This is pretty cool. This is an example of a class-specific quest most people wouldn't see. Okay, so now we're in here. There's Winston Wolf. The Wolf. Here's Myroko's silent form. Let's see what he says.
I am honored.
We are all pieces of a much larger puzzle. So he's a blood elf, essentially. Delanji, just as you guide the piece of a puzzle to its destination, so too are we guided by another. And perhaps they who guide us are themselves guided by an even greater force.
Till next we meet.
Okay. That's... okay. Maybe that's a Ravenholdt noble there in that picture. Most of these people don't want to talk. Lord Jorah Ravenholdt. The actual assassins will talk, but what do they say?
Making it out of here without a blade in your back or
It's a
poison
girl face.
an accomplishment.
Farewell.
Good job, voiceover. Alright, so here is our quest giver or receiver, Farad.
Need help? Come to learn from the master, eh?
Alright, so he does have training, but we're not level 28.
Be careful.
Did you meet with Milton? Farad laughs.
Most excellent, young thief. You look a bit beaten down, but no worse for the wear. A long journey awaits you, long and rewarding. Are you prepared to finally embrace your destiny among the masters of Ravenholdt? Speak with the guards outside. They will get you started.
Cool. What is the... what? What is it? I got Raven... oh, these guys. Okay.
Hey there.
Brash. Master
Syndicate
Ravenholdt does
emblems.
not like brash.
So... we have been entrenched in a battle with the Syndicate for years. What they lack in skill, they make up for in numbers. It's impossible to kill them all fast enough to have any noticeable impact on their population. We found that the best way to deal with them, their size, is to pilfer their emblems. Once an emblem is stolen, the shame member is dealt with internally. Pick their pockets clean and turn the emblems into me or one of the other guards. Start at Durnhall, south
Safe
of here.
travels.
So... that's it. You have... oh my goodness. So they all have the Syndicate Emblems repeatable quest. And I'm guessing... what is the point of that? Ravenholdt. Let's just see. Not that we're going to do this necessarily, but what? So we're already neutral. So you can kill Syndicate humanoids, give 5 rep up to honored, basically up to right before revered. From neutral to friendly, you can also pickpocket these Syndicate emblems. The only way to get from revered to exalted is junk box needed. You have to get heavy junk boxes, which you can only get from crazy. So there is no point whatsoever to doing this, except you need it to get Insane in the Membrane. You get no faction rewards. That is freaking crazy. It's a rogue specific. You could do this with rogues, but without a rogue, but it's rogue specific essentially. Just mass killing Syndicate. The engineering basement vendor in the basement. I am an engineering guy too. Let's go there. Oh, you can get a discount at the vendors. That's crazy. Okay, so I don't know. That seems to me the kind of thing that I would want to do like later on. Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
Here's our specialty engineer. Gnomish cloaking device. So it does require Gnomish. I don't know. I'm probably going to go with Goblin engineering, though. It says it just requires engineering 200. It doesn't say it requires Gnomish engineering. Alright, so I'm going to buy it so I don't have to come back here. This guy. Ooh, he can sell us poison. Thistle tea. I already have that recipe. So this, I mean, so there's a couple decent little interesting... Who's a Zan Shiv Sprocket? I like it Shiv Sprocket because he's like a little gnome engineer or something like that. Gnomish rogue engineer. Alright, so it's a neat little thing, but other than repeatedly just killing these guys, there's no point to do the quest. It says the guys will talk to you, but that's something I could see doing. I could see doing that on an episode in the future. I think if we ever switch over to retail, there's a potential world in which I think it would be cool to go for like every achievement. So those are just things that we'll consider. But hey, we did it. We have another episode in the pipe, 5x5. Off camera here, I'm going to fly down to Ratchet, take the boat over to Booty Bay, and set up shop in Booty Bay. But that's it. Okay, cool. Thank you everybody so much for watching, for listening, for tuning in. You guys are awesome, and I look forward to seeing you all next time on the next episode of Lore of Warcraft. Peace out.